Hey, what's going on, everyone? It's Steven, the Laggy Gamer. I know you're looking at me, you're like, who is this guy? He doesn't have his hat on, his face is blood red, and we haven't seen him in a while. Anyways, I've just worked 30 plus hours the past 2 days. Just got home, had a shower, I am exhausted, but I hadn't made a video in a while, and I really wanted to get to making one for you guys, especially I want to do a video response to Fem Trooper. That's what this video is all about. She did a video on her most embarrassing, I guess, gaming moments, like games she hadn't played or beaten. Mine's going to pretty much be the same thing. These are games I've either haven't played, but most of them are ones that I just am embarrassed in regard to say I haven't beaten. And there are some pretty bad ones on there. It's going to blow your mind of some of these games I haven't beaten. But if you can deal with the sunburn from working so long, and me without the hat because it's now lost forever and there's no hope in finding it, then we're going to get this started. Well, I'm going to snatch my list real quick, because I had an order I put these in, trying to do it 10 to 1, what might be the most embarrassing, but anyways, let's get it started again. This is for Fem Trooper, response to her. So, to start it off, number 10 on the list. I've played some of the games, but I have never beaten these, and that is Dragon Quest. I have all the DS copies, and I have Dragon Warrior for the NES, but I have never, this one's still sealed, and I don't normally do that stuff. I don't normally play games, but yeah, never beaten one. I got a lot of hours into Dragon Quest IX, but still haven't beaten it. I tried out Dragon Quest V because I heard it was really good. Played it for about an hour or 2 hours, and it was really old school RPG stuff, and wasn't really in the mood to play anything like that at the time when I started playing it, so I put it down. And of course I want to play them in order before I get to number 6, so yeah, haven't been a Dragon Quest game, so we're getting it started off with a bang right there. Anyways, pushing on through the exhaustion. The next one on the list, another RPG series, one that I actually really enjoy playing a lot and have invested a lot of time again into the games, are the Tales of games. And I just have Tales of the Abyss and Tales of Vesperia. Again, Vesperia, I have over 30 hours put into this one. But it was one of those games where a new release had come out. I forget what it was when I was playing this. And I sat this down, played the new one, played some other games, and came back to this and could not remember what to do, where to go, or anything about it. And it's like, once you invest that kind of time in a game, you don't want to start all over again, so it's just been pushed to the side. And Tales of the Abyss is one I'm still playing off and on, because I can still kind of remember the story to it. Again, I got about 12 hours in this one, not as far into it. I actually kind of like it, but just again, stuff comes out that really catches my attention. I'm so bad and just focusing on a game and completing it, so I haven't beaten any of those. I know there's tons more out there, and I have a craving to play Tales of Graces for some reason, because I really think I'll really enjoy and love that game. For some reason, I have a vibe that's going to be a great game that I would sit down and play through, but haven't picked it up yet. Alright, so next on the list, another series which I only own one of them in, is Paper Mario. Never beaten a Paper Mario game. This is actually the first Paper Mario game I've ever owned. It's a game that I've always wanted to play and try out. So, because I was getting into RPGs, and it seemed like a more simpler RPG to try to learn and play. So I wanted to get it. Been trying to get them forever. Finally found a copy that wasn't a player's choice, because I just wanted a non-player's choice copy. And I put this in, and I think I have an hour into it. And it was while I was waiting for, I think, Xenoblade Chronicles, or maybe Last Story to come out. And one of those came out, and I just put this down and wanted to play that. So, put this down, never picked it back up, because I heard it's really long to play and beat. So, just haven't picked it back up. So, never beaten a Paper Mario, even though I want to. Alright, next on the list. I don't have any copies of this game, and if you've listened to the podcast that me and Dustin do, another gaming podcast, I'll leave a link below. You'll know that I'm a huge survival horror fan, and Resident Evil is my favorite series. Resident Evil 2 is my favorite game. But there's one major survival horror series I've never played, and that is Silent Hill. I've never even played a game in a Silent Hill series. It just, people up here talk about it, of it being a nice survival horror game, but when I look at it, it just doesn't look scary to me, or the gameplay never looked appealing. But until recently, I've really wanted to get into the Silent Hill series. And after talking to Dustin and everyone, I think I'm going to try to sneak in with Silent Hill 2 and start things off there. Don't know when I'll get a chance to, but Silent Hill series, I've never touched it, never played it, but I really want to try to get into that because I love survival horror and I do want to experience that stuff. So, Silent Hill series. The next one. This is going to be a mind blower. A game that probably everyone's beaten. Everyone's beaten this game. Everyone's played it. Not me. I've played it, but I have not beaten it. And that is Super Mario Bros. 3. What? What is going on? And this is some people's favorite game. Favorite Mario game. I mean, I've played it, but I only get through a couple boards and then set it down. It's not something I just want to sit through and beat. I know there's little cheats with flutes you can get, and I'm guessing this is a game, and you can get all the way to the end pretty quick. I'm not that type of person, though. I'd want to play it all the way through, and I just haven't, never have. Hopefully will one day, just never really had the urge to. It's still a fun game. I can appreciate it because it is a fun game, but I have never beat it, ever. So yeah, Super Mario 3. And that was my number 6, so we're getting into the top 5 now. What could be worse than Super Mario 3? Well, let's stick with the same genre, same little hero, and let's go with Mario 64. Yes, I have played Mario 64. I have played it, but I have never ever beaten it. It's a game where when I first experienced, my next door neighbor had it, and when I went over to his house, I would watch him play. We'd go back and forth and stuff like that, playing some levels, and I'd leave, come over again to his house a couple days later, and he was already at the final boss, Bowser. So I seen the final boss stage and everything happen and watching him play it, but I never experienced it myself. And I picked up and played this game multiple times, just playing through it for fun, getting stars here and there, because it's not a game you got to play through and just sit there and make sure you dedicate all this time to. I think I've gotten up to 20 plus stars every once in a while, but I never go back to it and haven't finished it yet. Still a fantastic game, really fun game. Probably my second favorite Mario game. But yeah, I've never beaten it, even though I've pretty much seen everything in the game. So yes, gaming credentials getting lower and lower and lower. Okay, let's get on to even worse stuff. The next two are also games I do not own. Number 4 on the list, again, if you listen to the podcast, you heard me mention this when Dustin was talking about it, but I've never played Super Metroid for the SNES. I know this was on a Film Troopers game as well. Never played it. The ending and everything's already ruined for me, and so I don't even know if it's even worth me playing the game. I've played Metroid Fusion. I played both the Game Boy Advance's release, and those are the Metroid games that I've played for side-scrolling. And also, I started up the Metroid Prime for the GameCube, but never beat Super Metroid. And yeah, never even played it, so there you go. Now, I'm not even a gamer anymore. I haven't even played Super Metroid. Wait till you hear this one. Number 3 on the list. Also, another one I do not own. Legend of Zelda: Link to the Past. I have never beaten Link to the Past. I've gotten all the way up to where you go to the Dark World, and that's it. That's where I have lost foot and never been any further. Have played it, I enjoyed it, but never beat it. And it's just a game that I've never personally owned. When I played it, it would always be at a friend's house and trying to just nip at it every little time I go back to my friend's house because they'd leave me a save file so I could do it. But again, just never had a chance to beat it. So maybe one day when I find a copy out there in the wild and get it for the SNES, I'll play through it. So there you go. Now the top 2, as I'm slowly fading and falling asleep from exhaustion. Number 2, a game that I tried my deepest to enjoy, put some time into it, but it's just a game that I can't really get into, and it's really revered. Greatest RPG of all time, some people label it as. but I just cannot get into it, and that is Chrono Trigger. And there's my subscribers just leaving all now. I'm gonna be left with probably 2 after saying this, but I think I have up to 15 hours in this game, and I don't know what it is. I'm waiting for that magical thing to happen. That, I mean, I'm hearing everyone say this is such a great game, the time traveling, everything, and it just seemed easy and boring for what I've been playing so long. The story doesn't seem that great to me, so I'm not sure. I'm not trying to knock the game, but that's the reason I've never beaten it, and I probably never will beat it just because of that. It's not hooking me. It doesn't grab my attention. Maybe I needed to play it when I was younger. Maybe Chrono Cross will be more my thing, but like I said, I've just been getting into RPGs the past couple years here, really getting into them. And I just really couldn't get into Chrono Trigger. Never beaten it. Probably never will. I'm sorry, please don't hate me because of certain tastes of mine, but yeah, just haven't beaten Chrono Trigger. And finally, the final game, a game that I probably put, I think, 2 hours into right when I first got it, just to test the waters with it, see what it's all about. But this is a game that I will go back and finish. Again, this is also #1 for a lot of people's favorite RPG of all time. And it's just one I've never beaten. Is Final Fantasy VII. And this is actually surprising on a lot of people's lists. I know Dustin, I think it was on his list he just did for the same video response. But yeah, again, Final Fantasy VII. I have played it just to test it out, and I love the combat and battle system in it, so it is one that I do want to finish. I vow to actually finish this next year. It's my #1 priority, backlog to beat throughout the year, so this will get beaten. But again, have never beaten it yet, and like I said, I'm just getting into RPGs past couple of years, so I got a lot of catching up to do. I just got Final Fantasy 8 and 9 from Sarah, Movie Star Kitten. I really want to get into 9. I've heard so much about that. I have played 8. But as for now, Final Fantasy VII, I'll put this at #1 on the list of games I have never completed / played. Even though I have played this one. But I actually am really looking forward to getting into that one. So there you have it. There's my 10 extremely embarrassing games that I've either never beaten anything in the series or that game or ever played, period. So, I mean, and there's more out there that I haven't touched, but I figured this was embarrassing enough and it'd be all I show you because I don't need all my credentials going out the window if I even have any. But anyways, again, apologize for sounding tired, but I am exhausted. But I really did want to get a video out there for you guys because I haven't put one up in a little bit of any significance. So this will be a video response to Fem Trooper again. Again, go check her out. We plan on having her as our next guest on our podcast, so be sure to tune into the next episode. So hopefully everything works out that way for episode 4. I think 5 and 6 we do have guests for. So if anyone's interested in coming on there, we're going to try to do these more often. So just send us a message again and let us know if you want to be on the show. But as for now, we're kind of booked up for the next couple episodes. But again, we're more than happy to talk to anyone. I'll leave a link again to that, to Fem Trooper, in our podcast at the bottom. Again, this is very embarrassing times. So I'm going to wipe my face. Disregard the sunburn. I know I'm blood red right now. I saw myself after I did a recording preview of my face, and it is so red, especially in this light. But anyways, thanks for watching this. Again, one more quick thing. Stay tuned. Probably next week I'm going to have a pretty neat unboxing. Something I'm going to unbox that I've been wanting for a very long time because I haven't had one of my own of these in a while. So stay tuned for a pretty cool unboxing. And just kind of some retro pickups maybe sometime. I got some pretty cool items I want to show off. Actually, one's sitting right beside me. But won't get too much into it now. But anyways, thanks for watching this. Go check out Fem Trooper. I'm lagging out.